Hello everyone and welcome to my video. Thank you for coming back. I'm Becky from Whimsy Creations and I hope you're all well today. If you're not, I hope this video brings you some peace and calm. I blow that out too soon? No. I'm doing something a bit different today. Let's put that away first. I hope you've all had a nice weekend and that you feel refreshed. Excuse me. So welcome back to Whimsy Creations. Today I thought I'd do something different, and I'm going to do some ephemera, which isn't that different, but I'm going to, I'm going to do it with envelopes, and I'm going to do it with printed envelopes. I'm just writing down the time. There we go. Now it depends. I was given by a friend, or a friend of a friend anyway, loads of these window envelopes. In the UK you get a lot of these. We don't get many of the small ones anymore. We get nearly everything either in one of these with a window in, or one of these completely solid. And I used to save mine all, you know, like a lot of us do. But when my friend gave me 250 at least brand new ones, I decided to stop saving them and thought I'd get through these new ones first. And then when I run out of these, fair enough, I'll start saving again. So I played around a bit. Well, here's some plain ones. And I've got quite a few here. And as you can see, I've printed on some of them. These are the ones, this is the one without a window. I've opened it up. And you can see it's an envelope. Opened it up and just printed on it. That's very easy and straightforward because it's just like printing on a piece of A4. And I will trim off the white. And the same with this one. It's just a different pattern. These patterns, these digital papers are from Pink Monarch Prints. I do use, not all of them. Some of them are from somewhere else, but I did have one from somewhere else. It's just, I only find I can print on my envelopes from a PDF. I can't get it to print from a Word document. I have no idea why yet, so that's a work in progress. And these window ones, what to do is once I've printed it, this one I haven't done, so I thought I'd show you. I then wipe off the ink off the window. You don't have to do it straight away. It doesn't dry on the window, you see. There you go, look. The ink comes off the window quite comfortably. And then you still have your window. And this one, as you can see, went a bit funny. But it doesn't bother me. I can still use that part of the pattern. And this one did the same. I cleaned this one. And this was me experimenting. As you can see, that bit flaps has to be stuck down. I'll just show you these that I've done. That one worked. Again, it stopped there. This is not Pink Monarch Prints. This is a very old digikit that I got a long time ago. I can't remember for the life of me where it's from. But that one worked perfectly. It just went all the way through without stopping and without having to redo it. And I did this by putting my paper goes in that way, putting the envelope, the window at the top of the printer, and it feeds through like that, my printer does. And it printed the whole thing. I thought, I've cracked it. That's how you do it. So I did another one. And that worked perfectly as well, as you can see. It went straight through. And so did this one. Went straight through. And so did this one. But this one got caught up, as you can see. So I shall probably stick that downwards like that and put something over it. Or it might even get cut off. This is one that slightly failed. Only did some of it. So I'll still use this. And this is what I was getting to start with. Just little bits at the end here. As I say, I've got hundreds of these. So, you know, I got a little bit there and it stopped. And I was printing these on the same scale as the others. So I don't know why it didn't like it. I haven't worked it out. I can't really give you too much of the way in parameters. That's what the envelopes start like. Because it depends on your printer. I have an HP Smart Tank. That's, I mean, I have printed on envelopes before without opening them up. I'll show you one I've done before. Not sure if you'll be interested, but if I can find which box it's in. I think it's in this one. No, I know where it is. Bear with me a second. Bear with me while I clamber through my boxes. I think it's in here. I think they're in here. I know you can't see this, but I'm just going to hoof them out if they're in here. If not, we'll just carry on with what we're doing, but I won't make you wait while I find them. No, I don't think that. Oh, yes, they are. Here they are. These are just. I won't put that there because it will shine back. These I just put through hole, and these are just solid ones. But as you can see, it doesn't do the edge. But they're cream, so I'm not so worried about the edges. And I just pop them through one way, then put them through again. And I tucked that in so it wouldn't. So what I'll probably do is cut that off and stick it in like that. So these can be used as well. That one went through with that inside, and then you can see I tuck them in so they don't get caught. So you can, I think Tracy Fox has done it before. You can print on envelopes depending completely on your printer, of course. But if you don't have a printer, just collage like we normally do, you know. Shall I might leave these out so they're all together, and let's put this away. There's no room for it, and if it catches the lights it will glare on you. There we go, put it that way. So anyway, I'm not going to waste these two. These two will be collaged because that's what a lot of you have to do if you haven't got printers. So I'll put those to one side. Now, as some of you may know, I'm working on 2 different journals at the moment. I'm working on a kit, which is, and that series is called The Beginning, and I've done 1, 2 and 3. So I might make some more ephemera for that kit one, and I'm making a Fairy Friends Fairy Pet one, pets. That would be nice for a pet one, wouldn't it? It's got a birdie on. I might do that one first. A bird, sorry, not birdie, bird. And this one's directional as well, so we might use it that way. One way I did think while I was in bed this morning, just mulling things over as you do, is these solid ones, or even the window ones as well, would look, in fact, even the window ones might work better, especially when they're directional, is you could put it in the centre. I'm going to do this with one of them. Let's do it. Let's not just talk about it. Let's actually do it, shall we? And then you'll see what I'm rabbiting about. Let me get the journal out that we were working on before, the beginning one. I got 2. Here we go. There's another. Here it is. Can't see for looking. As you can see, I've started this one. I did some of this off camera, but here we go. This one, I did quite a bit of this off camera actually. Here we go. If you go into the middle, what I thought would be nice, as this paper matches, let's get the middle one, and we'll put the others to one side so they don't get damaged. Put that there. This is obviously way bigger than this, obviously, just goes without saying. So what I thought would be nice if we sewed it in the middle when we sew it up. Now don't worry about this because you won't see this. And then once the journal is in the binding, once the journal's in the binding, then we can glue it down both sides, back like an envelope, which is what it is. So I'm going to refold this because I want my window further down, and it's very big. So if we have the window like halfway down there, about there I think. Right, let's put a score line down there, my mark down there. Right. And I'll want to cover this bit up because when you take the item out, you'll see the blue. Now I know some people don't mind the blue, but I'm not keen on it. So is that the right width now? Well, pretty much once I've cut that white off. And how long do we want it? We cut that little white bit off to there. So let me make a little mark so I know where to cut it. You want it to sort of there. There we are. So we have to use the bigger one to cut this down. Where did I do it? Where does the mark? Oh, there it is. There's my mark. Can you see all right? I've got stuff on my desk for both journals now, so it's getting even more chaotic. Where's my mark? There's my mark. Sorry about the noise of my... I'll keep that. That's a good collage piece. As you know, we journalers never throw much away at all. And we want to take this white strip off. And again, keep that. It's a nice thick piece of paper. And I want to take this little bit off here. There. So now you've got the right size envelope. But it needs a bit doing to it in order for it to be in the centre of here, doesn't it, really? So I thought, actually, if we could use a bit of this, actually. We could use a bit of that. How about putting that in there? Like that. That will strengthen it, won't it? Why not? Why not, indeed? So, let's cut that thick piece off at the end. And we can use this to reinforce the envelope, because it'll still want to bend where it originally bent. So if we pop that there, glue that on there, you close that, you can't see it. Now when you put certain things inside, they can catch, so I always tape them down as well as glue them down. So let's get the gluing done. I've got a few bits out to decorate these as well, but being so pretty, they probably won't need a great deal of decorating, embellishing, whatever you want to call it. Right, where's that? There. Pop that there. Make sure it covers up. Perfect. It does. Where's my bit of... There we go. There. I like that very much. Now, if it's glued to the top, it's going to be quite difficult to get in and out. So I'm going to put a half ring there so we can get things in and out a bit better. But that will also mean, sorry about the clumping, I've just got to get my hole punch out. So I'll put that about, I'll put quite a big one for a change as well. Oh, this one likes to have 2 layers. Sorry, I forgot that. My little one will cut through anything, but this one likes to have multiple layers. It doesn't like cutting through one thing. There we go. A piece of colour, and then we have some more of this that we can pop down there. So useful it was, keeping those strips. We don't need all that though, it's rather a lot. Sorry, rattling around in my thingy there, aren't I? So I think we could cut it there. I think that will do nicely. Try not to rummage around quite so loudly. Yeah. If I went that, no, let's just do it this way. It doesn't all have to be smack on. Perfect. Right. I like that. But you can see the white, so I'm just going to make it a fraction thinner. Got that bit up as well. There we are. This will be going a slightly different way, but or you can put an alternative piece there if you wanted. I'm just using the same. I know you can't see it very well, so we will ink this all up in a minute. Glue this piece on. I know you can't see the gluing very well, but it's not exactly very fascinating me gluing a piece of paper. Let's put the lid on. I don't know why I'm gluing again, it might go dry. Let's put it the right way round at least. Pop that there, right to the edge. There we go. There. Very close to the edge. Slightly over the edge I was there. Doesn't matter. Let's cut that little piece off. Right. There you go. Now you have a lovely centre page. Say that was the middle because that's quite busy, that. So say that was the middle one at the time, you would, excuse me, pop that in the middle, sew your journal when we get to that point. Once it's sewn, glue down the sides. You have a beautiful window envelope pocket with something in. I think that would work nicely. That was one of my first thoughts. Let's just glue this bit down so I don't forget. And then you can embellish it however you wish if you want to do more embellishing. This is quite a busy pattern, this, so I'd probably put something relatively plain on it. And the other thing I would definitely do, which I'll do now, which, oops, is you'd have to ink this because you can't actually see. You don't have to do anything, but you can't actually see this piece very well. That was deliberate. That's so it all matched. I don't always do matchy-matchy, but because this paper is quite busy, I thought we'd keep it straightforward. No, might as well ink all of it while I'm at it. Because it's much easier to got ink on me. Ink on this side when it's not in the book. I think there's another piece coming off just there as well. Bit of the envelope. Obviously not going to glue it down now. I saw a piece coming up. Did I see a piece coming up somewhere? There. There's a little piece. Just coming away there. I think, yeah. Let's glue that down as well. This is part of the construction of the envelope. You might be thinking, well, why don't you just do that with a piece of A4 paper? Two reasons. One, it's fun to have a window. It's just fun. And two, excuse me, I have got a lot of these. Heck of a lot. Whereas I have to buy my A4 paper from New. That is going to be an envelope. And I think I will embellish it when I get to that part. So let's pop that back in its place. And which I put where? I put it back in here properly. I did, look. There we go. That can go back in here. And that's one bit done. When you come to it, there it will be. So this one will have one more. I might put another one in, we'll see. Pop him in there to do. Let's do one for this one, shall we? Because we're working on this as well. So we'll make one to go in here. That's a pretty dog though. Let's see what the essential of my other two are like. See, I've probably got nice dogs in, or some nice big double picture in front of all of them. That's a nice vintage picture. And last but not least, there'll be another vintage picture probably in the middle of this one. Ah, I've got those dogs twice, I think. Put it in this one as well, I think. That's just one of them, yeah. So we'll take this one out then. Use him somewhere else. We'll still keep him in the journal, you know, but we'll let's make one for one of these. We'll use this one because this is the one we're working on. What would go with this then, this journal? I think probably this plain one would go. This yellow one would go. And the writing one would go as well. Should we use a writing one? Yeah. Yeah, we'll use the writing one. So let's get to the middle for a minute. Use the middle sheet. Well, these are all different sizes, these pages, so I don't have to cut this down. And again, we'll do a similar sort of thing. See, this is marked differently. So let's adjust this so it fits into this. But we've established we don't really need to cut very much off, do we? So, first things first, let's cut these white edges off. Sorry about the glare of the window envelope if it's glaring. I realised when I was watching one of my videos the other day that my guillotines make a horrible noise. I'm sorry. It's very little I can do about that other than use them less. Well, I can't actually cut that straight, so I'm afraid we have to use it. Right, and again on this one I think I will move the fold mark up to there, like that. shouldn't use my nails. I do that all the time. Here we are, here it is. I should use this. Right, let's glue this piece down. We'll do some different things, don't worry. I just thought we'd start with these two. Right, let's get, sorry about, I'm not fed up, I just do take a sharpening, take a breath occasionally. We want something on the inside, don't we? So when you take the item out, you've got something there. Let's see what we've got in this one, as we're making this one for this journal. What's this? It's a big bunny rabbit there. That'd be quite cool to see, wouldn't it? What else have I got? Look at that. Looks like a piece of rag, doesn't it? It's actually a dog, believe it or not. Right, they're all a bit small. They're all backed. Might have to go to a piece of this nice paper. That would look nice. I do have some... Oh, let's use this. Let's use a piece of this. That fits there perfectly, look. So, you take the item out. Oh, I know I didn't do the other one. I didn't stick a piece of tape on. I'll do it on this one, so you can see what I mean. Especially as this is a piece of card. I'll cut it there. And I think that will just fit on there. Now I've got to get it to exactly the right place, haven't I? So that's exactly the right place. A little mark there, a little mark there, a little mark there. So I know where I've got to put it. 3 should do. I've just got to line up with 3. Glue this on. So did you all have a nice weekend? My weekend just disappeared. I don't know where it went. It just flew by. Absolutely flew by. It really did. Let's get this in exactly the right place. Yeah. And what I meant about pieces catching on there, so I'm just going to get a bit of old washi tape, of which I have hundreds of yards of the stuff. Let's just get a piece that's easy to grab. Oh, this piece will do nicely. It's brown and it'll fit on there. And if you put a piece of washi on, you see what I'm doing? It gets rid of that bump, that little bump there. But as washi is only temporary, washi tape's just temporary solution. I'm going to put proper glue on it as well. Like that. Doesn't matter which way up it is, it's not going to be seen. There you go, you can't feel that hardly at all now. So when you put something in, it's not going to catch on there. That's nice. Let's do another big hole. What you can also do, which I'm not doing on... Oh, you can see it, look. Oh, no, no worries. You can also make it, put it to here and do a flap as well. We might do that on another one. I'll show you what I mean. This one's going to be pretty much the same as the other one. Let's put that. That's only because my, as I said, my this one doesn't like thin pieces of paper. I'll put something on there. Right. These are my strips that I save. I know we all save strips, don't we? These are mine. And they're usually on my pinboard. I have a pinboard in front of me. Pegboard, not pinboard, pegboard. The pegboard in front of me and 2 to my side. And this hooks on there, but it doesn't stand on its own, you see. So I've had to take it off and lie it down. But this is where I put all my strips before I make them into something else. And it's a useful place. I just hoof out what I want, take out what I want. So I'm going to put a strip down here to cover this up. So it's just a case of getting something that looks okay with this, which that does. So we want to blend. Should we blend? Or shall we stand out like that? We'll blend. We'll use this piece. Again, this is quite a strong piece of paper. I think it's 160 GSM. So it'll fit on there nicely. It's not very straight though, so I'll have to trim it. Let's try it this way around. Maybe that's the straight edge. Oh, I think it is. Let's see if that will. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Don't need this much, but I will use it all. Might as well. Yeah. Just gluing. Not the side here. Just gluing. Right, pop that there. Pop that there. Oops. There we are. So that does two things. It reinforces the edge and this was a sort of a grungy one, or a really eclectic one. I probably wouldn't cover the blue up, but when I embellish this, I'll probably put something down that line there. But I thought it was too nice to, you know, discard. We can use it. We can make this work. It's because I put it through first, and then I discovered the putting it through at 160, and it went all the way. So some bits are doubled up with ink, but you know, with printing, but it does not matter. I'm going to waste them. There, that's going to go in the puppy one, in the dog. I keep calling it the dog one because it's mainly dogs, but it's not going to be. Just let's find that one that I was going to put it in. This, isn't it? It's going in here. I might make another one for that. We'll see. Right, let's make some other stuff with these envelopes now. We've done the 2 centre pages. Excuse me, just going to have a quick swig of my coffee. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Put that back in there. Right, these are just going to be generic ones for anywhere for my stash. And there's lots of different things we can do with them. Let's find one that hasn't gone so well, how we can recoup one that's not gone so well. This one, for example, this could do with a lot of this one. So what we can do with this is cut off those white bits for starters. That gives us a very narrow bit there, but I'm sure we can make something out of it. Probably a pocket might be the easiest thing to make out of this one. I'm going to leave a bit more actually. You'll see why in a minute. Cut that down there. Cut that bit off. Yeah, that'll do. And that bit off there. Yeah, I'm just thinking, sorry, if I fold that in, that will strengthen that. Yeah, I think I've got what I'm doing now. It's going to be a very big pocket, isn't it? So I was thinking of doing it a bit smaller. I thought it would be nice on a page for a bookmark to go in, or just a tag. How wide is this? Where's my ruler? Let's consider how wide this is first before we go gallivanting along. Well, that's quite wide. That is just over 4.5 inches, which is 12 centimetres. It's 4 3/4 inches, actually, 12 centimetres. Which would fit in the pet journal, but not in the little one. But as I said, these are generic, so we'll leave this one wide. We'll make another one narrow. So I want to bend that over. And can you see what I'm doing? I'm bending this over. Yeah, it doesn't show. I did a very small bit because I didn't want it to show over the window, you see. Yeah, I thought so. I might have to, I think I might be cutting that bit off. Yeah, I wasn't sure which way around. Let's cut that piece off. Get the dreaded Not quite so harsh if I go slowly, is it? There. There. I'll have to decorate this one. We'll have to embellish this one. I like that. I like it being off centre. I like the size of it as well. It's nice and big. Let's just leave this one as is, I think. We'll leave this one, this shape. When I say as is, this shape. I am going to cover that up though. So, what have we got? Have we got anything large in here? That's quite broad, isn't it? I wonder if that would fit. I like to use my scraps up first if I can. Well, that blends nicely, doesn't it? Let's use this piece. This is one of, I think it's Roxy Creations embroidered edges thing. I'm not sure, but I'm fairly certain this is a Roxy Creations. I've just noticed a bit of white across the top there. Can't be done with any white, I'm afraid. Oh, it's a bit on the back as well, but we will cover that up. That's it. There's a bit of white up there, but we can make that pretty in a minute. Let's cover this bit up first. So we'll make a few, and then we'll do the embellishing if we get time, or we'll embellish on the next video. I know loads of people have done lots with envelopes. I just thought this might be a little different twist on it. Like I said, if you can't print on them, or you can't get your printer to do what you want to do, you can do all this, just collage this, or paint it. I've painted them before now. You might do that in another video, just paint them. Gluing this. Painting them gives them a nice crispy effect, you know, especially when you paint them. If you're worried about, if you use water paints rather than acrylic, well, acrylic will work as well because acrylic won't come off. Either will do, and you'll be able to paint it, which would be nice because I've given up proper painting now, so it'd be quite nice just to get the paints, what I've got left, and use them to just double check that before I stick it down. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I like that. Now, I'm not going to put a divot in at this point in time because I'm not sure that it needs it, because hopefully something will be sticking out the top. I just think this is a fraction long for any journal, to be perfectly honest. So I am going to take a bit off the bottom. Otherwise, the item in it was going to be there. That's a bit better. I like that. So we can glue this down because it's not going in the centre of anything. So I'm going to use this bit to glue it down. I know you probably can't see that one there, but I need to cough, but I don't want to deafen you all. Whoops. Let's do across the bottom. You would have thought I'd forgotten the bottom. Oh, that bit needs gluing. Look, this bit is up here. Often happens with envelopes. I wanted something to do with all these envelopes for ages, and I've always just collaged a bit and done that. I have to ink it up first before I embellish it. That's another standard one sort of thing. Just a straightforward large pocket. Well, that's going to be stuck down, so I don't actually have to do the back, so let's not glue. That'll be stuck on a page like that. I can put something in there. Sorry. excuse me. Now I quite fancy putting a pocket on the front here. We were going to do the embellishing afterwards, but I might just make this a two-parter. Playing with envelopes, these are called, I think they're what we call A5, because you can just fold a piece of A4 in half and slot it in. They probably have a D number or C number or something, but I call them A5 envelopes. Sorry, that did not clear my throat. Let's try coffee. That usually works. Maybe not. Shall we? Let's make another one. Let's stick to the guns. Put that to one side and make another one. I don't think it matters. Let's do this one. Right. I want to do a flippy flappy one, so I've got to be mindful of the window. So let's fold that down there. Fold that over there. Oh, I think I might trim the... I think before I do too much folding, let's trim all the white off. Then I don't have to worry about the white. Trim off all the edges. I thought that bit only went through one. I'm kind of just winging this, kind of making this up as I go along. Yeah, I like that idea. Up there. Yeah. I'm gonna get a, sorry, I got glue on me. Double pocket here, aren't we? Yep. We're making a double pocket. So I'll fold that bit over there for now. So what you'll get is you'll get one in here, which you'll see, and then you've got another one behind it. So again, it's just a straightforward pocket, but I think I might make it quite a bit shorter. Yep. We'll get two pockets out of this one. So I'm going to cut this quite short, pretty much the same as the top. So the gaps are almost the same. Then you've got another little pocket that you can use, another little double pocket. Let's quickly glue this piece down. So you want to glue it along the bottom here. You can't really see the lines. I'll do it there, like that. And you want to glue it along here like this. And then you want to glue this piece down. Like that. And then you've got a little double pocket there. Okay, that's just to, so I don't do that, just so I don't throw that bit away. Right, let's get on with this piece. Right, what we're going to do here, because this one's okay, this one's pretty much finished. It's got a bit of something on there, but we might cover that up. We want to cover that up. And again, I probably won't put notches in either, because something will be sticking out the top, and I don't want to put a notch too close to this window. This isn't very straight though. I'm not happy with that. I'm just going to trim that. I'm not going to use the guillotine. I'm just going to trim this so it's a bit more, it's just slipped slightly, probably as I folded it. There we are. Just a slither. So we might put something on there, because that doesn't look, no, that doesn't look very nice. But we'll put something on here. So when you open it, to put something in and out, you can't see the blue stuff. I don't actually like seeing the blue stuff very much. And I'm just going to put book page in this time. Yeah, it will strengthen the pocket and be, I don't think, book is quite nice. So this one doesn't have much at the top, but we'll cut that off there. Have that up there. Yep, that'll do nicely. Let's cut this edge off. Just want to keep the, whoops, the edges. I keep all these strips, you see, for another project. So we'll tear those off so I can keep them. Pop them to one side. Right, what size, what bit do we need in here? So we need it, we fold that over there. That side's all right. You fold that, that's going there. Cut it down there then. Oh, we need to cut some off the bottom as well, don't we? I only need it at the top, really. There. I might wrap it round, actually. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll wrap it round. So, glue this. Let's make sure that's not wet. No, it's not there. Let's put some glue on this. Yeah, I'm doing the right bit. Just, when you're making things up as you go along. I was slightly organised. Just only slightly, though. I'm never totally... Though my area might be relatively well organised, doesn't mean to say that my brain always is. Right, pop you there. And there. You don't go right to the end, but I don't think that'll matter. Flip you over. Yeah. That's that bit. Oh, I like that. So when you pop something in, oh, you see, and we're going to put a little bit here on this one as well, because I don't like the top of that. I don't like that bit. I'll just throw a bit away that'll fit there. There we go. You'll fit there, won't you? Let's glue this piece on, because I don't know, it looks like something's got stuck on there, so I don't know what. It looks like the blueprint from inside, you know, has gotten onto the outside somehow. Don't ask me how. I have not the foggiest idea. There we go. What is she rabbiting on about? I think he's saying. There we are. Right. I want to put something in here too. Well, I might leave it like that. I think. No. Going to put a picture in here. Maybe a flower. Yeah, I think we'll stick a flower on there, or a bird. Let's put a bird on. Let's put a bird on. Where are my birds? Small, medium. Let's go for large. Let's see what we've got in the large section. Birds, large. I just want a bird to pop through there. Oh, there's two. Can you see what I'm going through? I've got one of these boxes. I know a lot of people use these. He's cute. Don't use him very often. Not quite all on there, is he? Nope, you're not going to fit. I might have to go down to medium. Although you're not that big, are you? I'll need something else besides. That's the same bird with more tree. I like it being on an actual tree. There he goes. Let's put the tree to the edge there. Oh, he looks nice. I've lost the end of his tail though. If we go down a size, we might find him again. Let's go in here and see if I can find him, or one similar. I quite like that one. Could be a few minutes. Ooh, I love my birds of prey. Oh no, you can't go any further that way. Nope, that doesn't work, does it? Sorry, I do like auditioning things, so it could take a while. I think auditioning bits is one of my favourite parts, to be perfectly honest. I expect it's damn boring for people watching it, though. That's the only trouble. Darn boring for people watching it. That I like, and he fits in nicely. So, let's do him. And I had two of them, so I use one of those. I'll put you in there and put you away. I always think birds and flowers are quite generic, aren't they? And just get this. Yes, I like him. Let's ink you up. I know you won't see him once there's a tag in there, but I do like to see something when you take the tag out. I mean, the whole theory of having a tag in there is you take it out to write on, and sometimes you might write a birthday greeting on it and give it to somebody, or you might keep it or might use it as a bookmark. So there's still a pretty element underneath. So it can kind of go in any journal then, can't it? Just tearing off my top piece. Glue him on, make sure I get him in the right place. Yeah. Okay, he's nice there. We've got one there, one there. Nice and sturdy and strong. Let's close you up. I haven't done the bottoms, have I? Let's close you. Get rid of that bit of rubbish. Let's glue you across here. And you across here. Gosh, it must be a miracle. I've actually made 3 things in one, actually got 3 things done in one video. Might even get some more done. I know I'm not the fastest of workers, but I'm not in a race. There's no hurry. And that will be stuck down. And might have a bit more embellishment on. Where did I put my pin? There it is. Might embellish the front a bit. I don't know yet. I like him. I like him quite a bit. So he can go there. We have got time for some more. So let's make another one. I don't want to make the plain ones because they're very straightforward. What's this? Let's make I want to do one this way round. Is this a good one to do this way round? Yes, it's the one with the big, yes. Let's do this way round. Again, we don't want it too wide. Let me ink and think for a minute. How I want to do this one. Flip flap, that's what I want to do, a flip flap. I don't know if we'll get a whole flip flap one done while we're here, but we'll give it a go. So, if there's a flip flap, it's going to have to go that way, but that doesn't matter. That way is just as easy. Right, so I might have to use 2, we'll see. I need a journal to get this. I need a plain piece of journal thingy to get this sorted. What I want it to do is I want it to flap out like that. But, that's interesting. That's better. That's more like what I wanted to do. To flip open like that. Yes. Right, so I thought I needed a page just to test my theory. Right, first things first. White edges off. Leave my ruler out the way. I don't know if I'll need it this size, but let's get the white edges off first. Very slowly, and then it won't deafen them. There we are. I don't know what we'll see and what we won't yet, but I just want to take them off, and then I'm going to worry about those as I'm doing my flips and flaps. Upside down. That's it. Yeah, I've got this. I've got to remember to forget about that actual fold. Although this currently looks like an and I'm just thinking to myself here, yeah, that'll work. There's my fold there. And all that fold, pop that there. Yeah. That's a bit thin, isn't it? Although you could get a bookmark in there, couldn't you? Yeah, I want to use the whole piece, so yeah, we're gonna fold it on its fold because I want to use the whole flap out piece. There we go. You go there. You won't fit. Well, none of these have been cut down enough. If I put that there. I need one there. Here we go. We are going to... I don't want that one because that's a bird and bird's upside down. Let's just get a generic one for now. This is going on here like this. So you're going to have a flip out pocket. But I'm wondering if I want to do this to there now. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing now. Probably as clear as mud to you, that was, wasn't it? But I just had to get through my mind how I was going to do it. I was thinking about it in bed this morning, and I was thinking I couldn't get it round my head without a journal to test it on, you know, and I was in my bed drinking my coffee and I wasn't going to get up just to try something else. The others I could do in my head, but not this one. There we go. So I'm glad I didn't crease that down properly. That's got to go on there like that, and that's going to get glued on there, so we've got to trim the rest down, because what I do want is I do want the windows to line up perfectly. We can just, don't have to be that tall either, does it? No, that needs to cut off there. That needs to come to here, or even go under it slightly. No, this is going to flap out here. There we go. Going to go to there. Yep, it's going to go to there. I'll try and show you what I'm trying to do before we run out of time. And then you go to there. Yep. And then this one will cut off here. I just want to mark this. I want to keep my window in the right place. Cut you off here. Right. Let's cut this one down. If I make any mistakes, I've still got this other half left. Clear as mud, yep. I'll need that in a minute. Let's just pop it there. I'll take that on there like that. Yeah, I will have to trim it up. Thought I would. But I think the best thing for me to do is glue this on and then trim it. And then we know what we're trimming to. So what will happen is this won't be any wider than the page, right? And you'll have a flippy window one, and it will line up. So let's glue these down, and then I can just trim them to the size I want then. So I'm going to glue this along the bottom there. Put glue along the bottom here. It's the best way, I think, to trim it is after I've glued it. So put glue along there. This can't, this is what I was trying to work out, is this doesn't want to be any wider than the journal itself, otherwise it'll stick out a long way. Pop you there. Actually, let's glue you along here as well. I don't know how high it's going to be, but I'll glue it to the top for now so it's out of the way. Glue you straight. There we go. There. Put the lid on that for a minute before that bit at the bottom dries. Get that on there. And then we're going to line this one up before it dries. Perfect. I like that. Right. Bottom bit's lined up. That's important. I'm going to glue down here. It's not going to be this long. I'm going to cut some off, but be easier to rearrange and cut once it's glued on. Here we go. This, somebody out there thinks that's a much easier way to do this, Becky, than the way you're doing it, but lovely. Right, how tall do we want this? Just, we want it quite tall, but not just over 6 inches. Just over 6 inches, we'll have it. That down there. Not too much, I don't want to cut the glue off. That there. Right. Come on. Actually, I'm going to leave them to one side for now. Right. Can you see what I'm doing? Flippy flap. That one won't flap. That one will be glued down. And this one will flap back and forth. And you've got a nice big pocket here. And you've got a pocket there. A nice big pocket here. The size of that. There. So you can put one in one side, one in the other side. And it will fit in a... The other journal is quite small, but it will fit in a standard size journal. Look. This is the journal page. Stick that on there. What I had to make sure was this didn't go into this bit. That's what I was trying to calculate in my little head. And it goes like that. So when you open it, you've got a pretty bit here with the card. Flick it open, you've got another pretty bit there, and you've got one here. Still think it's quite long, but I quite like it. Excuse me. Another variation would be to glue that and open this, and you could have something to slide in there. Which I might do, because that's going to be very long and thin. Whereas if we had it in here, it could, yeah. Let's do that. Let's alter that a little bit. So it's a little bit different. So we'll take a slither off this side. Like that. Don't need that anymore. And we'll glue the top up. And then that one will be the side one. Before I glue the top up though, we'll do a double. So will it matter? I want to put a thingy in there. I don't want to see the blue. If I do both. Yeah, I don't think it will show. Across there. Use my little one here. Here it is. About there. Oof. Stuck to me. There. Excuse me. I've got this real antisocial frog in my throat. I live just up the road from a pond, so it's about time he went back. Went back to the pond. I think I'm going to corner this one. I'll probably end up cornering the others at some point as well. But... nope, that's not the right corner one. Bear with me while I rummage. Make a lot of crashing noises. This is the one I want. I just feel gives this a softer edge. Probably the ones with the windows in I will, because the windows have that soft edge, don't they? I like that a lot. Let's give it some ink. And these lines and that will disappear as I put you see these lines will disappear as you put more embellishments on. We've been going an hour. Shall we just finish this one off? I know it makes it a long video, but I've got to glue that bit down as well. Actually, I only have just glued the wrong side of that. Oh, look, this is no good. We can't have that. So let's remedy that, shall we? Let's remedy that. Now we can use a piece of paper, or we can use a piece of washi tape. Now washi is a lot thinner, so I think I'll probably use washi. I like this. This is very dark, this one though. I have hundreds of washi tapes. Something sort of pale, I'll just go with it. She says, trying to find through her 200 odd washi tapes which one to use. We'll go back to this brown one, I think. I've got some, no, they're decorated washes. This is my overflow. This is my overflow of washes. What's this one? Oh, we've got two of them. That's nice. So we'll just use this one then. It's very generic and it's very, you know. There we go. Let's use you. Put some more glue on. Bum, bum, bum. Whoops. I'm not doing this very well, am I? Right. It's because it's so much of it. There we go. That's it. Is there a right and a wrong? I don't think there's much of a right and a wrong. Ah, it's not. I did manage not to cut it long enough. I can't believe that. How can somebody be so inept? Well, clearly I can. Look, there we go. Pop you in there. Line you up. That's it. It's the advantage with junk journaling. Nothing has to be perfect. Get off my scissors. There. Right. Bit happier now. Let's finish off inking. I said let's finish this one beforehand. And we'll probably do a part 2 and we'll finish off doing some more designs, different things we can do, because we've got quite a few left. And if we have time at the end of that one, we'll do some embellishing. How's about that? Because this, I've only shown you what 3 different styles that you can do with these. So this one has to be done both sides, of course, because this is a flippy flappy one. So I'll take the old frog back to the pond if I can and get him to stay there. And do some more in the next video. Although for me they might be straight on, I don't know. They'll be separated for you, obviously. I don't think anybody could quite cope with 2 hours of me doing this. So just over an hour is more than enough. Plus the fact I have to download one before I can upload another one because of storage issues. Although now I've got an SD card, I could probably manage to do 2. But I always download one and then put it on the computer and then empty my phone again, just so I know that I've definitely got enough space, you know. Having all those issues to begin with, which is why These took so long to start getting out there. I like that. That'll be lovely once that one's not going to be embellished. This side's going to be embellished. Happy with that one. Okay, guys. So we made that one. We made that one. And we did the two inside the books, didn't we? We did this one. Did I leave it in the book? Yeah, I did. Look, done that one. We've done two of those. So we've done 4 altogether. So, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fun. It's been nice to do something different. Yep. Have a lovely week, and I'll probably see you again around about Thursday. I've got new things for Thursdays, but I'll finish this first. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a nice week. Goodbye now.